Hello, it is Wednesday night in Haiti, and I just needed to give my report of our work for today, for Days for Girls. And we went today to a village in the mountains called Sanje. We drove about 45 minutes over the mountain, and that was really cool for me because the last time I was here, we've all stayed in cities right along the highway. So this was the first time I got to go up over the mountains, and it was a lot cooler up there and just lush green landscape and actually some trees, which we haven't seen any down here. Just beautiful. And we came to this village, and apparently there had been a miscommunication and they weren't expecting us, and so apparently it's kind of rude just to show up if they're not expecting you. So they asked us to come back tomorrow, which normally we do 2 days in each city for a clinic, so it was part of our plan anyway. But before we knew we couldn't come or couldn't stay, as we were unloading from the trucks, I heard this singing kind of like coming up this little hill, and it was just so beautiful. And I just thought, I have got to find the source of this singing. And so first I kind of was asking, like, can I go see? Can I go see? And nobody really had the answer, that was around me. And so I asked one of the translators to come with me. I said, let's ask forgiveness instead of permission, because we were in like a country village. So we went down to this church, and it was it was so beautiful. There were about 40 women in the church, and they were all dressed in white, which was surprising because there's such limited access to clothing. And they all had on white clothing, shirts and skirts or dresses. And they had removed their shoes before they came into the church, which is not something I've seen in any of the churches I've been down to here. And I've been to about like 5 different churches down here and never have seen anybody remove their shoes. So they had all white on, and they'd remove their shoes, and there's these 40 women in the circle just standing and just singing and clapping, and just their heart just singing so much. And the translator told me that the words of the song they were singing is, God, I can't do it without you. And it was just so beautiful. And the translator told me that every Wednesday these women, they fast from when they wake up until after lunch, and then they go to the church and have these services where they pray and they sing. And so it was just so beautiful. And then when they saw me in the door, because they don't get very many visitors in that remote village, they started singing louder and clapping and just really I don't know, expressing their joy and the beauty of this sisterhood that they had. So totally awesome. And after they had a break in the song, we talked to one of the people there, and we told them that we had items for them, for their bodies, for their periods, and we wanted to talk to them and teach them about their bodies. And they asked us to come after their services ended at 11 to teach them. And so we were so excited. We're like, yes, 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 we get to teach you all together in one big room. This will be great. And then we walked back up the hill and found out that the people who owned the church had asked, in a different church, had asked us to come back the next day. So it was really sad. I'm like, oh no, I just told these women we're gonna come. So we went back down and then told them, we are coming tomorrow, and we're gonna be at this church, and you come and we will give you things for your menstruation, and you can tell your neighbors and your friends. And so tomorrow we're expecting to have a lot of women. So we loaded up in the trucks and then back down the hill, 45 minutes, and we went to a church that they had called ahead. And even though they didn't know we were coming, the medical clinic ended up seeing about 45 people. And we didn't count the kits today, but I imagine we probably gave around 70 kits out today. And again, the same thing, where there were so many women who they would just lean in, and they would look at all the charts, and they would try to figure out how their bodies worked. And when we told them different ways that they can not get infections, which every girl that comes through the medical clinic anyway has a bag of prescriptions for her infections. And they all just express, thank you, we did not know this. Thank you, we didn't know this before, and now we do. And thank you for these kits. A lot of them use clothing or towels. Some people, they say they use Kotex, which is like a maxi pad, but they don't have very many of them, so they're not changing them out frequently enough. One woman, it was pretty touching, had heard we were giving out kits for women at the church. And so she didn't have use of her legs, and she was in some sort of wheelchair, but couldn't get into the church. And so she sent somebody in to tell us that she would like to have one. And so we asked one of the people at Mission of Hope, or that came to stay, we said, "Oh, could you help? Maybe we can get some people together to bring her wheelchair in." And instead he just scooped her up in his arms and brought her in and sat her down, and she looked so happy. And it was pretty awesome. Again, just women, thank you so much for coming. One woman was just hugging and hugging and hugging the people on my team, and she's like, "I'm going to pray for you wherever you are in the world. We need this. I will pray that you can come back and you can bring more so that all my sisters can have one." And it was so touching. And of course, true to the Haitian way, when one girl would get a kit and realize it was, she would go and find friends in the village and come back with her friends so that they could have them too. And then again, also, a lot of the men sitting in, listening, wanting to know more, and when they see what they're for, they're like, "Could I please have this kit for my daughter? Could I please have this kit for my wife or my sister?" Different people just ask for them, and so we make sure that they have sat in on the class to get at least basic how to use the kit and wash it and dry it. And so it's pretty touching that these men want to make sure that the women in their lives have what they need. And they're fixers by nature, right? There's a problem, we're going to solve it. If you don't have what you need, we will get what you need. So it's totally awesome. Anyhow, the sunset was gorgeous here tonight over the ocean. It was just so beautiful, and we just had a really great day. And we know that tomorrow is just going to be just a really big day with everybody that knows ahead of time. We do have plans for every single kit that we brought down to make sure that they get in the hands of a woman down here. After tomorrow's clinic, whatever kits aren't distributed will go to Lavec, which is a community of deaf women. So lots of great things. Thanks for all your work, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.